Well, Malachi O'Donnell, the organisation I've been working with and done work with is 10 of us, but only as a volunteer after I was diagnosed with cancer. I took part in the cancer plan delivery session. Macmillan got in touch with me and asked me if I would attend or if I was interested in attending the session down at Pierhead. This was the first time for me I'd done anything like that. So I thought, yeah, I want to go. I want to see if I can make a difference. The lack of facilities at doctor's surgeries and understanding of people with cancer, or people going in there thinking they might have cancer or concerns about cancer. The lack of information or knowledge, there's just nothing in doctor's surgeries about this. You only find out about it when you're diagnosed, because even when you're going through the first stages of finding out, they tend not to tell you. It might just be an infection, or it might just be something else or something else. You don't find out until you go through months of this, and then you go up to the Heath and have a biopsy, and then you wait again, and then you are at last told you've got cancer. But all that stuff is going through your head about this, but there's no one there to support you or give you that information of, of what's happening. And that was my biggest concern, and that's why I thought I would like to try and mention this and bring this subject up and see if I can make a difference. Specifically, no, because doctor's surgeries were mentioned, but in the diagnosis stage, in the late diagnosis in many cases stage, there was nothing that specific on, as I mentioned, leaflets, booklets, anything, even pointing you in directions of organisations that can help, like Macmillan and 10 of us. These seem to be picking up a lot of the work that should be done by the health service, and these are charities relying on charitable work. But, they do such good work. Perhaps our health service just stands back and lets them do it now, and assumes they'll do it now, and take it up and take it on board. Well, they shouldn't have to be doing that. Shouldn't have to be doing that. Well, obviously, positively, I hope. I hope it's just not politicians talking again. As I said, I've never done this before, and this is as a patient and as someone who's lived in Cardiff all his life, over 60 years. And so, I used to drive past Felindra never thinking I was going there, but I ended up going there, and I've been through it, and I know it all now in that respect. I just hope that they do take notice and make the patient their priority. Forget the figures, the numbers, and everything else. That person who walks into that waiting room on their own to find out if they got cancer or no, it's such a terrifying experience. They need to know that it's being done as quickly as possible, but there's also people behind them, and there's information behind them. Even if they're sitting in a waiting room and they pick up a booklet while they're waiting, it just gives them a bit of comfort, a bit of something. Don't leave them out there on their own. I really hope the Welsh Government takes on board the committee's recommendations, because they're so important.
My name's Cynllun O'Connell. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in January 2013. I had invasive ductal carcinoma, grade 3. I attended a Macmillan support group. Today now we've attended a group which has been implementing the Welsh Government Cancer Delivery Plan for areas that have not been fulfilled. And I found that there was a cross with people with all different types of areas due to early diagnosis, and also people wanting to know about how quickly research can be found out for people to be treated quicker. I found that was an issue that got brought up all the time. Key points which I found which was important was early diagnosis, awareness, aftercare, obviously to make sure that doctors from the beginning that they listen to you, and because the key factor right is from the beginning, because your life is in the hands with our local doctor if they make the wrong decision, even down to when you have the further investigation where operations are concerned, research has to be moved quicker because your life is in their hands if they make the wrong decision. It did, but I found that there was a lot of issues with time factor. And time, when you've got cancer, time is the essence. Which I noted in the report, if there says where people need to be patient, people can't be patient because it depends on what type of cancer you've got. If you've got an aggressive cancer, which like myself had, you need to act quickly, because if you don't and your cancer spreads, it is a life-threatening issue. They need to be quicker, and I think early diagnosis is the key factor with the doctor. I think doctors shouldn't hesitate. If there's an issue with you, they need to address it immediately, not tell you to come back like a month later, which in my case that was the situation, because within 3 weeks I was diagnosed with aggressive cancer, which could have taken 2 months, with coming back a month later for an area which was a lump that I found, was told that it could be a gland that was up, which turned out to be aggressive cancer. I hope the Welsh Government considers timing to be an issue brought forward quicker.